Okay, so far I am by myself, and it might be that way tonight. Just give me 1 second. Just give me one. There we go. Oh, heads up. If anybody sees this root beer at Target, it tastes like garbage. So I'm probably going to finish that and then throw the rest of it out because holy crap, that tastes like pure ass. And I kind of worked on this a few nights ago and realized it was going to be a long one, so Welcome.
What's up, Jeremy?
Not much. It's just us.
Like my drawing, it's done.
Oh, very good.
I collect these things.
I do too. I love them. Do you have the 3-ring binder editions of them too?
From the role-playing game?
No. They so the handbooks, the Marvel Universe handbooks, they also released them as I'll show you. Hang on. Grab one of my thinner ones. So 3-ring binder.
Oh, yeah, I had some of those. I thought that was just an extension of the role-playing game.
No. The because like the little packs that these would come in, they had it's basically like the same information from, or like, I'm sorry, so the packs that they come in, you know, that's like 26 per volume, and there's so many different volumes. They have the covers, or you know, like it says like Marvel Universe or something on them.
Yeah, I did have some of those. I don't know where they're at, but okay.
And then,
it's from when I worked at a comic book shop up in Alaska, and they were like clearancing some stuff out, and I think my boss just gave me some.
yeah, I don't remember. I could look it up. I could look it up here real quick.
I used to have the role-playing game.
Okay.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I'm not aware of the. Maybe I am. I've got some of the DC ones. I got some of those, like the Watchmen one, and maybe like a couple of Batmans.
Yeah, these were. Yeah, it's just something me and my friends had picked up, and ultimately I gave them to one of my friends because he had like the dungeon guide or whatever it's called, the main stuff. So I'm like, well, here, why don't you just keep everything in one place? And of course, you know, people discover life and girls and booze and drugs and stuff just kind of got lost.
Okay, here, I'll share my screen. Let's see here. So these are the official handbook of the Marvel Universe Master Editions.
Okay.
So
these are what the artists probably had.
Yeah, like this is what the cover would be.
Yeah, okay.
And then you have your character. So this is all like, you know, what was in those. Not so much like the handbooks themselves, but like the stats and like the you know, the info. But you'd get like, I think like 26 characters or whatever in one of these things, and it was, you know, A, B, C, D, and they were all glue bound. And then as you get the volumes, you just break them apart and put them in alphabetically.
Yep. Yeah, I think the glue bound came off, so I just put them in a book.
Okay. Yeah, I picked them up at like one of those garage cons that happen up here.
Oh yeah.
And he had a good chunk of them, so I think it was like $1 a piece he was asking.
Sure. Yeah, those are cool. I kept those. You guys see, look at my studio here because I have a lot of reference stuff. I don't think that binder's in here though. It's in a, surprising enough, it's in a Gen 13 binder.
What?
Yeah, I have a.
Where did you get that?
A friend of mine gave it to me.
Is it an official Gen 13 binder?
Yeah, I think so.
You're gonna have to show me that sometime.
Yeah, where is it? I could probably.
I love my Gen 13.
I gotta Here, I'll step away for a minute. I think I know where it is. All right, I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, I was mistaken. I don't know where it is.
You don't know where it is.
No, I thought I just saw it too.
That sucks.
Yeah, my room. I have a room where I keep like all of most of my stuff. It's a mess. It's in a state. So no Dan, no Tom.
No Tom for now that I know of. It's just us, man.
Just us, Justice Ducks. Never drawn Thor before.
This has always been like a tricky one.
I chose the classic 1970s, 80s one because why not? So you had an adventure at McDonald's today, huh?
I did.
How come nobody's in the chat? Come. I put the link out there. So what new tales do you have to regale us and the readers, or the viewers with over the week?
I don't have any tales.
You were on that live stream with Anglin Team.
Oh yeah, you saw that?
I started watching it this afternoon. I didn't get all the way through it, but
Oh, okay. It's funny because like as soon as I left, they went on for another 10 minutes and then they ended it.
oh, did they?
Yep.
So you on his show a lot?
No, I popped up like once in a while, but nothing. I'm sure I could hop on a little bit more if I actually read my books versus just buying them and looking at the pretty pictures.
I bought some comics the other day.
What did you buy?
I bought some of those Alterna books, the Bass Reeves and Red Rooster.
Those are Allegiance Arts.
Yep, they were at Walmart. I'm like, hey, I'll give these a shot. I haven't read them yet because they're in quarantine. We're still doing that. You buy something that sits for 3 days.
I seen Hot Comics ordered Black Hops.
Oh, did they really?
They did.
Cool. Do they buy a lot of stuff like that?
They're the ones that order stuff like the alternative books and basically anybody else.
Sure. They don't discriminate.
Not that I'm aware of.
Pardon me, I just had to take some. Becky just brought me some Aleve. We did some landscape stuff yesterday, and we're both still hurting.
Are you a little Thor?
Thor. I'm a little Thor. Verily. She's looking over my shoulder at what I'm doing.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky. I think she went in the other room.
Oh.
The way they had him in the book that I studied to get this look, he had like this little nipple at the top of his head.
Oh, yeah. That little thing right there?
Yeah. Oh, I drew it. Yeah, you drew it as an actual, like a little, looks like a intentional pike. Mine just looks like a little point in his head.
So neither one of us are drawing Thor from Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah. No. Well, this is probably from that era. Thought about drawing Thunderstrike. That was a different guy, right?
Eric Masterson, yeah.
But he had the mantle of Thor.
Yes.
Okay. It's like, did he look like a biker?
Yeah, the 80s were fun, or not 80s, 90s. 90s were fun.
Yeah. Watched Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man last night. Haven't seen that in probably 20 years.
And how was that?
It was good. It was like definitely something they can't make anymore. For one, he's named after cigarettes. But so is his girlfriend, or girl he's into. She was Virginia Slim. I never caught that when I was younger. I never caught that Jose Cuervo and it's Jack Daniels and Lulu Daniels. So did you start yours earlier too, or?
I started mine. Oh, you're talking about my drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like sketched it out a few nights ago, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start inking a few areas just to speed things up.
Sure. Good, I'm not the only one who does that.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I just speed it up because otherwise I'd be spending, most of the time just trying to work it out.
Yeah.
I'm not fast or anything.
Did you buy any books this week, or?
Well, I told you, Bass Reeves and.
Well, comic book, got like books from the comic book store.
I hadn't gone. Probably could tomorrow. How about you?
Yeah, I picked up quite a bit this week. There's this book that came out, Adventureman, Terry Dodson.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, dude, 60 pages.
Really?
$4. $4.
$4?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's a steal.
Yeah. Is the story good?
I started reading a little bit of it last night, but I didn't get anywhere close to finishing it or whatnot.
Good so far, though.
Yeah, it's really nice, just like the pictures alone.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever done a book that I have not liked.
Yeah, he's always good.
Even like his Spider-Man stuff with those weird redesigns, I like.
Yeah. I'm pretty bad about getting to reading all my books. I got stacks. I'm a slow reader, and a lot of times, the only times I get a chance to sit and read is like late at night, and so half the time I'm fighting sleep. Like, read a story to put me to sleep. Oh, you got him twirling his hammer.
Heck yeah, man. That's how he flies.
So they've established that he cannot, like, it just gets him up or in the air, or is it
I have no idea. I've always been under the assumption that that's how he gets about.
it's like a helicopter?
Yeah, and then once he's in air, he can do what like Superman does and just floats around.
Yeah.
That's how I've interpreted it. Could be wrong. Probably am.
I'm off camera. You might be picking up road noise behind me. I got the windows open.
Can you hear my fan?
No.
Okay, good. There's a fan in the hallway, and I'm always paranoid that it drowns out everything.
Oh, no, not at all.
Sweet.
Not at all.
Oh, do.
After you ducked out last week, I think Dan and I sat on for like another hour.
Nice.
Just, you had a lot to say.
Talking trash about me, I hope.
No, not at all.
What?
No, it's just stuff, I guess.
World events?
Probably.
You don't remember?
Well, yeah, it was stuff like that. I don't want to drag the show into that, but yeah, because we don't talk about that here.
Yeah, it's probably best not to.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that, just in general.
So, any fun stories this week?
Not really. I might be going back to work Monday.
Yeah, what's the deal with the theater industry?
Well, our wonderful governor is allowing us to open up with. They have to limit capacity. I'm not sure what the ratio is, but basically, we have the fancy seating, so it's like half. So like I say, you're in a group. It's just like you and your friend or whatever, and you buy two seats. You two could sit together, but it automatically repopulates the auditorium, so no one could buy the two seats on either side of you guys.
Okay.
So
So
it
they
always keeps the distance.
so they because before that theater was it was stadium seating,
It was stadium, yeah.
but I don't recall it being. It just wasn't like up to date on other things.
Yeah, it was dated, but it wasn't the luxury seating.
Right.
It had the stadium, but that's
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
that's
what I
so
was looking for.
2000 or not even. It's like 1999.
Yeah.
When I started working for the theater industry, I started out doing like construction, building stadiums, and putting in the regular seating.
So what's your theater's cell phone policy?
How do you mean, like, don't bring them in, or?
Yeah, don't bring them in. Don't if you get caught with it open, you're kicked out.
I don't think they go that far.
Oh man.
They'll ask. You're sitting there and somebody sits in front of you and keeps opening it up, blinding you, and if you complain to the manager, they'll go and talk to them. And I think if they do it again, then they kick them out.
So that involves you having to get out of your seat.
Yep.
Miss out on the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those weird areas, though. Like you can't tell people that they're being, crappy people anymore.
Oh yeah, you can.
Well, you can, but I mean, as a business, it's like you just gotta tread lightly.
Like I've only been to one movie there, but Alamo Drafthouse has a cell phone policy that they kick people out.
Oh, do they?
Yep. And they are the only theater I will go to from now on.
Sure. I don't think it's been much of a problem. I don't go much at all. I work on the maintenance side of
Oh,
the
yeah,
theater. So
it's always a problem with me. Like every movie I've ever gone to in like the past, I don't know, 12 years, I think, I always have to tell somebody to put their phone away.
And they always sit in front of you, and then like in the middle of the movie,
Oh, it's everywhere.
pop it open, and it like blinds the room.
It does. It's like at the beginning. It's like at the open. It's not the opening or the beginning. It's at the front of the theater. It can be somebody on my either side of me.
Yeah.
It's just that light is a distraction.
It's always funny when I'm up in the booth sometimes, and I look over, and you could see the phone, illuminating the rows behind it. There was one time I caught a kid. He was recording the movie with his cell phone. It was Deadpool.
Somebody,
Deadpool 2.
Some dude was like taking photos of the movie at a screening that I went to one time.
Just photos?
Yeah, he was like taking like reference photos or something. I don't know.
Because you can't find pictures of Deadpool on the internet?
Oh no, it was a different movie.
Oh.
It was a shittier movie.
Okay.
It was Rogue One.
Oh, okay. So he wanted pictures so he can do his DeviantArt stuff.
Yeah, probably.
So this kid that was recording Deadpool. So we're up in the booth. We're doing some maintenance on one of the projectors, and he wasn't even supposed to be in there. They hadn't sold for that auditorium. Just happened to look in. I'm like, hey, I thought, because we were doing work on that projector, I thought they had said they didn't sell for this one. My boss is like, yeah, they claim they didn't. I says, well, there's somebody in there, and looks like he's recording the movie. And so we immediately just shut the projector down. And that kid whipped around so fast, looked up, saw us looking at him, and he just like scrambled to get out of there.
Nice.
He couldn't, he can't wait that extra month before. It seems like it's like a month before it's out on DVD and Blu-ray. It's not in our theater for very long. So yeah, that's the big thing is we're gonna probably be popping open. I mean, they're open now. And it's funny they're running like classic movies like Goonies and Back to the Future, Lord of the Rings,
Song of the South.
No, they're running Do the Right Thing. So
is that a sequel to Dude, Where's My Car?
You don't know what that movie is?
Nope.
Do the Right Thing.
Nope.
I think it's a Spike Lee movie.
Oh.
It has Lawrence Fishburne in it, I think.
Oh, did that come out recently? Like within the past 5 years?
No, I think this came out in like 1993. It's old.
I had no idea that Denzel was in Malcolm X.
Wasn't he Malcolm X?
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually seen it. I know he's in it. I just don't think I've actually seen that movie.
And that movie has nothing to do with Malcolm in the Middle.
Completely different movie, if that were the case. Yeah, there's this website called Nextdoor. It's kind of like a Facebook for neighborhoods. And a few years ago, we had some hoodlum kids causing some mischief at our neighbor's house next door. And she's like, you should go on Nextdoor, and then you can, keep up to date on stuff. So we did. We signed up, but it's kind of a pain in the ass sort of thing. It's a bunch of Karens getting mad about stuff.
Nice.
But anyway, so I did put a little blurb up about the theater opening. It's like, hey, check it out. It's opening. There's going to be movies. I listed all the movies. Now, granted, half of them were kids flicks, which is like summertime gold for us. So, but like Shrek and Sonic the Hedgehog and things like that. But the rest of them were Lord of the Rings, Back to the Future, Do the Right Thing, 1917. This woman gets on there and is like, it's great at its opening, but it looks like all you're showing are kids' movies. I had to respond. I'm like, I didn't realize, and I listed the adult movies. I didn't realize all these movies classified as children's movies now. 1917, who knew?
Hey, man, if Cowboy Curtis is in that movie, it's a kid's movie.
Hi, Pee-wee. Sorry, maybe we should have a soundtrack playing.
Oh no, it's good.
Get the intermission song from that Offspring album. Is there anybody in the chat yet? No, losers.
Now there's 2 people watching.
They're watching. Come on, guys, chime in. Tell us what you think about Cowboy Curtis. Do you think he should have followed the White Rabbit? Probably hearing my headphone cord dragging along me. Did you draw Thor's really epic knee pads?
Yes. I don't know how epic they look right now.
Oh yeah, yours are a little more tame than the 80s picture I have.
Yeah, those things are awesome. It's the knee pads and his cape.
Yeah, that cape is like starched out drapes. Thor's hammer. Oh, skipped him.
Did you read Thor when you were younger?
Not really. I was more of a Spider-Man, X-Men kind of guy, but occasionally he'd show up and stuff. I know he was in like Power Pack and yeah, look at him.
Yeah, is that a Simonson drawing or?
There's I don't know if there's any way to tell in this.
Oh,
Maybe at the beginning. Let's see, Thor, Walter Simonson. Good job.
Nice.
Way to go. You know your 80s.
Is that thing looks like it's a burn.
Should just make this part of the show.
Yes.
Thing, John Byrne.
Nice. Do another one. Let's do another one here.
All right. Unicorn.
Unicorn.
He's got a unicorn on his chest.
Oh. I can't tell who did that. They're probably not even around anymore.
Unicorn. Let's find unicorn. Brett Breeding.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
All right, let's just find more characters that Sunfire.
It looks like a burn, but it also looks like maybe Gene Colan.
Sunfire, Sandy Plunkett.
Never mind. This game sucks.
Sunspot.
That's a total burn right there.
No, Bob McLeod.
All right, I'm done.
You're done. You've
Fuck
lost.
This I hate it.
You've lost too many in a row. Trapster.
Tiger Shark looked like Buscema. It had to have been Buscema because Buscema worked on Submariner.
Is his name Tiger Shark? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, John Buscema. Yeah, Buscema.
All right, I'm done. I redeemed myself.
You go out on top.
Do we like the close-up view or yeah, let's do the close-up view. How's that work?
That's fine.
Tiny views.
Yeah, it works for me. I tend to drag him off screen though once in a while where my camera's positioned. Someday I'll get a better camera. This will all be just a dream. So it kind of sucks, Denny O'Neil, huh?
Yes. Was he doing anything recently, though?
That I don't know. I was trying to explain to Becky. Yeah, it's like, yeah, Denny O'Neil died. Who's that? Like, you know him. Yeah, she's not big on the mainstream names, but I said you'd probably know him because anytime he shows up in a documentary, he looks like a turtle. He's got big Coke bottle glasses and he's bald. He's got a mustache, and it's like his mustache reveals his pearly whites. He talks very, very much with his teeth. You know him.
Well, we're losing the greats.
Yeah. But think of all the wonderful up and coming artists we get to. Yeah. Who do we get?
Not naming any names because I don't know them.
I'm trying to think who's on things like Squirrel Girl or. I wonder if these are supposed to be these little wrist guards. They look like you could buy them at like an Adidas store or something.
I don't even know if I was in focus when I did that. Damn it.
I'm kind of kicking myself now that I've drawn this. That there was a Marvel Legends figures of like classic Avengers that came out like earlier this year. And they had Thor, Iron Man, and Cap.
Oh yeah, those are based off of Alex Ross.
Were they?
Yeah.
But I mean, Thor looked like like this version.
Yeah.
And they had them at Target one day, and they were on clearance. And I don't know, I was trying to be, good with money, so all I bought was Iron Man, and I left Thor there. I was like, dang, I should have grabbed him now. Now that I'm drawing him.
That's like the reason I didn't buy them, because they were based off of Alex Ross stuff, and
you don't like him?
I'm not a big fan.
Okay. Is he like a jerk, or is it just you're not into the paintings?
Paintings. I'm not a big fan of like his weird light source.
Okay.
And the interviews I've read with him, he comes off as being like egotistical.
Sure.
Like probably like it's probably one of those things where he doesn't know he is.
Yeah.
But to somebody else, and just like going to conventions and seeing him have with his ginormous like massive booth that he always has.
Yeah.
I'm not a big. It's just kind of.
It's off-putting.
Yeah, it's almost obnoxious.
Mm-hmm. I think I've had huh?
I respect them.
I don't think I've had any a whole lot of interactions with them outside of a number of years ago. I want to say it was like 20 years ago. We went to a after party at Wizard, and it was when he was doing the Marvel stuff, like Spider-Man, or is it Spider-Man? One of the spider people was like, you could just see their veins. It was like black and green. He was reimagining like Marvel characters.
Yeah,
it was supposedly a big deal.
What Wizard was this?
Oh God, it was Chicago.
Yeah, that's where I met him too. But mine was like 2003, and he was doing a signing with Paul Dini, and there was nobody at the booth.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if we were necessarily invited to that party, because it was with Pat, and he wasn't working for anybody yet at that point in his career, so I think it was one of those things we just sort of stumble. Hey, you guys want to come to a party? Yes.
You should get Pat to come in here.
I've tried. It's well, I could see text him, see if he'll come on. He's it's Friday night, so
If he doesn't like me, I understand.
no, it has nothing to do with you.
Oh, okay.
It has something to do with it's Friday night and he's got a bunch of kids.
He did yell at me at a convention one time, though.
Why?
I wouldn't leave his table.
And he yelled?
He's like, "Hey, kid, get out of here." I was a teenager. It's all good.
How long ago was that?
That was like 2000, I think it was. All I remember was Pokemon was hot, and Pat had a drawing of Jigglypuff on his table.
I was probably there too. I should give him the link. Sorry. Talk amongst yourselves.
And I'm running out of ink.
Are you doing? Is it a pen?
No, it's Copic.
It's an expensive one to run out of ink on.
Yeah. And I'm finding they're difficult to fill up properly.
Oh yeah.
Because the two that I filled up for the first time, they've been leaking.
I've never tried to fill any up.
So I'm only gonna do like Copics with grays, or buy gray Copics, but I'm still sticking with the Prismacolor when it comes to actual colors.
Sure. So what's the character for next week? Do you know?
I have no idea. I have a list though, just no particular order for anybody.
Oh yeah. I have a list. It is extensive. They ever explain what these little round things are on his? I don't know, on his shirt and underwear.
Just discs from what I can piece together.
Just big Kirby discs. Like in this era that I guess you and I are drawing, when they're just round circles. There's no detail, no weight to them. But I've seen others where they're like just, they look like medallions. They've got some thickness to them.
They've got like squiggly lines to show that they're metal.
Yeah, and all these drawings they don't. This was the 80s. They weren't really cranking. They were just cranking stuff out. Does mother know thou wearing her drapes? So you put up a picture of a cat this morning or whatever.
Yes.
That cat's still around?
No, he passed last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have another? I don't want to say replacement cat. That sounds harsh.
I've got other cats, but that one was like 100% mine.
Okay.
I want to do. We'll get a template.
For drawing circles.
Yeah. And I don't know where my oval template is. And I'm not going to freehand it, so what is that? Nope.
I have a Windows 95 disk for one of my templates.
Awesome. Well, I have an AOL template or AOL disk for one of my templates.
Yeah, well, I've got a PlayStation Jam Pack.
The hell's a PlayStation Jam Pack?
Jam Pack? Then you used to be able to buy for like $5. You buy it's a sample pack of games. So it had, just like one level of a game.
Okay.
You can just try it out. The first one of those I got had not Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but it had a Street Skater, which is basically the same thing, just without the celebrity name attached to it. So you were on Anglintine's website.
Yes, his website.
His live stream. Do you do other live streams or?
No, that was about it. That's it in my universe. Just comics.
Becky was trying to convince me to start to do one. I might
do it.
How do you cope with having to keep content going all the time, though?
Right. Do it on something you enjoy. That's that you have enough content for.
Sure. Well, because I know some of your earlier videos you were doing like reviews.
Yeah, and I hate doing reviews, honestly. Like,
do you?
Well, it's a little hard, and who's to say that my review is any different than somebody else's, or that I'm looking at something differently, or.
Yeah, but it's people do that stuff. They like to watch that stuff to find out. If they have similar taste to you, that they could be like, oh, I respect his review because we see eye to eye on things, or we both like the same Thor comics.
Right. Or who's like, for me, I have a hard time with explaining things properly. So and I get camera shy sometimes, so it's like who's like what's it's like right now I'm perfect example of it.
Oh, get camera shot.
Well, yeah, and then trying to explain my thought process or like what's going on.
Sure.
Like you could probably do one with all your toys
Yeah.
and your flea market finds that you do.
Oh my gosh. Actually, I've seen a few toy related ones. There's one I started watching the other day. This guy, I think he's like Dutch or something. I'm not sure. He's from another country, but it's not overpowering, like his accent. And he's talking about stuff that was never produced. That was marketed out there, but for whatever reason, it never actually got to toy shelves.
Yeah.
Trying to think of like one that you might, because you're in the Masters of the Universe, but I can't think of it. Something to do with dinosaurs, like a Triceratops character, like something that Skeletor would ride.
Oh, from Masters?
Yeah.
That's Bionatops.
Oh, you know what this is? Okay.
Yeah, because like the dinosaurs were released.
Yeah, but not this one.
Oh, the Brontosaurus one.
Oh, was it a Brontosaurus?
Yeah, it was massive because like it acted like as a command center.
Yeah.
The stomach.
Yep. Yeah, because this looks really stupid. You got these characters like with a little door panel that opens up.
Yep. And it's funny because like now they have the Jurassic World Brachiosaurus.
Yeah. Does he open up like that?
I don't know, but I kind of want one.
Yeah, that channel is pretty interesting. The kid. Yeah, he seems like a kid. He's probably like 33. Just going over toys that weren't produced. Then he had like some where he did, like you said, the flea market finds.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I was out and about and I found this, cool G.I. Joe thing or something.
If you ever get a chance, look up like theme park history and theme park attraction videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole nother thing, man.
So Valley Fair, huh, is not open?
I don't think so.
Did you used to work there?
I worked there. I did not work for them though.
You worked for Richmond.
Yes.
Yeah. I know people.
Did you ever work for Richmond or no?
No, but I had two of our friends from Wisconsin. They're a married couple. They're artists. They both did a couple years. They come out and rent an apartment, and the 1 year she rented from us. They went out and did the Valley Fair thing.
Okay, so did they work for him?
Yeah.
Do I know them?
You maybe?
Is it Rommel?
No.
Oh.
It depends on when this would have been like 2006 2006, maybe
Oh,
2008.
I was there. My first year was 2004, and then I
Okay.
went back 2013 through 14.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe their names still left an impact.
Well, the girl's name is Joey.
Nope.
She does. Well, it's impacted this year because of things in the world, but she does like caricatures for like parties and weddings, and that's pretty much her income. Making a living off of doing that.
And what was his name?
Brett.
No, that I do not know them.
Okay. I only think he did it for 2 years. I think she did it for 3. No, I don't think I have the right demeanor to sit in front of someone and draw them. You know, I'd hear the horror stories. Just
Yeah, it was something else, man.
a lot of denial among some folks. Draw me look like this, make me
It's like
look
that's
like
not
this.
how this game works.
It's like that, you look nothing like that, right? I was the kid in high school where people would find out I can draw. They'd be like, "Oh, you should draw me. Draw me as this," and I would draw. I'd be too honest. I'd draw them not ugly, but I'd have a caption of them saying something stupid because the people were known for saying something stupid. One girl wanted me to put me in my comic. She was like, "This is as an adult," so I was doing mini comics for a few years there. And she's just like, "Oh, you should put me in your comic. Put me in your comic." I'm like, "You don't want me to do that." No, I really do. I'm like, "I'm telling you, it will." I'm not going to be nice to you just because we're friends. No, do it. I really, really want to see it. So I made her one of the prostitutes in a mob boss's entourage.
And how did that work out for her?
Oh, she thought it was funny. She was good natured.
Oh, okay.
She's like, you made me that. I'm like, yeah, just I was trying to get you to be careful what you wish for, but you guys already did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, that was my first one.
Yeah.
Where I was by myself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you ever do it again, bring it back when all of us could be on. I think that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a few repeats.
First time so I was in 6th grade when I discovered that, and it was the little mini series of the first 5 episodes, and that was it. There was no other. It wasn't an ongoing. It was just that. And I was sick from school, so I was watching this cartoon and. While I was sick, and when I came back to school, I'm trying to explain it to people. I'm like, it's these turtles, and they're all named after like painters, and they're all obsessed with pizza, and they fight ninjas and brains, and everybody thought I was on crack. And I was drawing them, I'm like, this is what they look like. They had these, three fingers on their hand. Nobody had a clue. They still thought I was. They're like, man, you must have been really sick. Maybe the medicine your mom had you on got to your brain. And lo and behold, about a year later, that whole cartoon blew up, and they were everywhere.
Yeah, for me it was it was the Christmas that the toys came out because I got a bunch of the toys and I didn't even know what the hell they were.
Oh yeah,
And I got two Michelangelos, a foot soldier, April, and the turtle blimp.
nice.
Yeah.
April, huh? Because April was hard to find when I was looking for her.
And she broke a couple years later.
You still have all the those toys, or no?
Oh yeah. April's the only one that got thrown out. I tried to save her, but she was broken.
I had April standing over here. I don't know where she went. Yeah, I was a little older. I was starting to collect those. And I remember April was hard to find. Actually, all of them were hard to find when once they got big. But April, man, I spent quite a while, and then like Children's Palace had her. I had them hold her. Like I called up and asked, and they're like, "Yeah, we got one." I'm like, "Hold it, I'll be down there," and I had to beg my mom to take me there.
So it was a few years later that my Bebop broke.
Oh
And
yeah,
I remember like because I like Bebop wasn't like another one of the ones that I had like originally,
yeah,
and he broke. But do you remember when you could go to a store like a year or two later and you could still buy a figure?
yeah.
Yeah. And now they just release them in
Mini.
waves.
Yep.
Like they released them in waves back then too, but you could order a full case of a certain figure if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, there was more longevity, especially that stuff, because they could, there was always newcomers to the fandom, so they can. But yeah, I remember buying GI Joes, that hadn't been, like they hadn't been in vogue, certain characters, for like 3 years, 4 years after the fact. And they were on the shelves with the brand new guys.
Yeah. Yeah, now that's like unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I worked at Toys R Us, we had we got the 2012 Ninja Turtle series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So those things would come in like a huge assortment case. And they
Yeah.
basically like give you two of every figure and you'd get every figure that was basically on the back of that card.
Yep.
And then when the movie figures came out, still you would get two of each figure. And then just to like fill the box up, they'd throw in like like six or eight of the rest of the turtles, like the rest of the turtles from the series, from the
Yeah.
animated series.
Now it's not fun anymore.
No, it's not. Have you the new toys are on clearance at Target if you're looking for them?
Of the turtles?
Yeah, that Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series.
And no.
God awful one.
Yeah. No. It's Yeah, I saw that coming and I was like, oh, because the 2012 was good. I don't know what you thought of that show, but
I've only seen a few episodes, but I liked it.
it tended to kind of glean the good stuff from all the different genres. Obviously, it took heavily from the 80s and 90s cartoon, but it also took from the comic book, and it was very respectful, I guess is how I can describe it. It didn't just be like, we're reinventing this because we think old things suck. They reinvented stuff but didn't overstep their bounds. But that new one just just watched an episode of it or whatever, it just pissed me off.
Yeah.
I didn't like those Michael Bay movies either, though.
The second one's the better of the two.
Is it?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, give the second one a shot.
I don't like the fact that they're the size of dump trucks.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, it's like the turtles are supposed to be really small, actually.
Yeah, like in the first cartoon, they even like do a size comparison between April and the turtles, and April like towers over them.
Yeah. Not only are they teenagers, but they're also like shrimpy. In the old comics, they were. But what do I know? Old is dumb. Long live the new. You got some speed lines going.
Yeah, I'm trying. Hope it works.
So I saw comic book news. Beyonce is going to be Storm in the next Black Panther.
Can Beyonce act?
No.
Great.
Is she played out and tired? Yes.
So that's how they're going to introduce the X-Men into.
Probably.
Is it official though?
Well, I saw several articles about it that popped up. So,
well, how are the articles worded, and how official is the source?
I didn't really read all the way
Okay.
through them. So,
because I don't think there's any movie news right now.
but maybe they signed her on for when they can make movies again. I just think it's a bad move. I didn't really think Halle Berry was all that either. She looks good, but I guess the way they handled like Storm in those movies was just kind of weak.
Oh yeah, because her accent kept changing in every single movie. Like she had an accent in the first one, and hardly talked, and then as soon as she like, I think it's like as soon as she realized like, oh wait, there's money to be made with these movies. Now it's time to act the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And then by the time of the third movie, it's like her and Hugh Jackman are like the two that are getting like lead starring roles in that movie.
You really think she had much of a role in those? Because it seemed like the Wolverine Jean Grey show.
No, like in the third movie, it was Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry that took over that.
Oh,
franchise.
did it? I'd have to watch it again. I don't really recall, but
because those two are like fresh off of Swordfish too when that happened.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's time to, if they're going to reboot the X-Men, they just straight up don't try and salvage anything before it.
No.
I mean, Deadpool, that could still exist because it's Deadpool. I don't know. Will Disney still want to do that though?
Maybe.
There's money to be had.
So what are you drawing right now? All you've been seeing on the
Oh,
screen
I'm
is
sorry. Sorry. I drag it down. I'm drawing the other character.
Who's the other character?
MC Hammer.
Oh Jesus!
I had to make the joke.
Did you?
Yes. Just because I wasn't confident on how this Thor was going to turn out. It's all right, I guess. Yeah, where my camera is sitting, it's like right across my face, basically, in order to get a good enough angle. So the cords are draping in my face. So I guess I was, motorcycle. I was having a tendency to just drag it down. So kind of like when you're in the dentist's office and she tells you to open wide, and you open your mouth really wide for like 10 seconds, and then it just slowly starts to close. I'm just slowly pulling this drawing down.
Did you ever understand Thor's backstory prior to the movies?
To refresh my memory, I just knew he was this, thunder god, son of Odin.
Like the whole dual identity.
Oh, yeah, he was like a doctor, and then he was at one point he was like a construction worker, wasn't he?
I have no idea. I just remember like him just hitting a stick on the ground, and then he becomes Thor, and like it didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
And then there's the Straczynski run touched on like Asgard a little bit more, like where you could understand it, or at
Okay.
least as an adult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never got the whole transformation thing when I was younger. But if you would have explained it to me like He-Man, I think I would have gotten it.
I think that's basically kind of what it was. He had some sort of magic, because the stick was always his hammer.
Yes, he was just being cloaked off to the rest of the world.
Yeah. But I know he was a doctor at one point, which I thought was interesting. Because it's also interesting because he played this doctor character, as his secret identity, and yet like the movies always play him to be kind of a dummy. I mean, he's not dumb, but he's not someone that would perform surgery.
Yeah.
Almost a surfer dude. Yeah, as I said, most of my, if he co-starred in something, or if he was in an Avengers comic, occasionally I'd pick those up. That was usually only when I encountered him. Power Pack. He showed up in. Yeah, I got a bunch of Power Pack trade paperbacks or graphic novels.
Why?
I was on an 80s kick. I didn't like what was on the shelves at the time, and I was like, you know what, I'm buying like old books.
Do you have Psylord
Psylord.
or any of those other like new age books that they were?
No, no. It was there was one year where I got a bunch of the Iron Man trades for Christmas. Becky picked them up for me. Iron Man and Daredevil. And I was just reading that stuff and just like obsessed. It's like, why didn't I know this? Or are you in trouble? It appears I'm here alone. Jeremy got taken away.
Yeah, I had people talking outside my door, standing right next to each other, and they have to speak loudly.
They like roommates or?
Yes, so we will refer to them as roommates.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like an apartment building and they were. I'm like, man, those are some loud neighbors. I've had that before. Becky and I were first married. We lived in some apartments up the road from where we are now. And we had some fun neighbors. She worked third shift, so she was for Kodak, so she was, trying to sleep during the day. All of a sudden, these kids decided that was the time they needed to slam their ball against our wall because we were on an end apartment, so our wall was accessible to the hallway.
Yeah.
And they would just be on the other side, just banging this ball. I'd come out and yell at them, and of course, none of them understood me because they're not from here.
Oh.
Get out of here. They just stare at you, they'd run off, and then like 20 minutes later, you just hear da-doom, da-doom. Ah. But also, they'd gather outside that in the hallway out there, have their conversations really loudly.
Those are the best neighbors.
And I was kind of spoiled because I had, when I moved here to Minnesota, back to Minnesota, we had, my mom's one of her friends let me live at his place for like dirt cheap. So I rented part of his house for like 6 years. So and that was out in the sticks. He lived out near Chisago Lakes. So I was like used to basically having a house to myself. I didn't even attempt the lightning. So do you collect these Marvel Legends?
I do. I'm kind of late to the game again because I didn't buy them when because like the original Hasbro ones looked like crap.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I worked at Toys R Us and they released like the first two waves, which were there was an X-Men wave, and then there was like the second wave that had so the X-Men wave, the Build-A-Figure was Jubilee.
Oh, okay.
And then the second wave that I started picking up them, you build either Thor or Odin.
Okay.
And I only wanted like a few figures out of the two.
Yeah.
So the X-Men one I got Magneto, and the Thor wave I wound up getting Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Just I was just picking up like my favorite characters. There was no I got to have them all.
Yeah.
And now it's the I've got to have them all. Like I bought the entire Fantastic Four wave and I bought the entire Fantastic Four wave just because I didn't want to miss out on buying Doctor Doom.
Okay.
Because he's kind of hard to get.
Yeah.
You're way off center.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. And then I bought the recent Black Widow wave just because I wanted Crimson Dynamo.
Oh, sure. Saw
But
some of those today.
I've completed a few. I completed the original Thanos, the Humberto Ramos Hobgoblin.
Is he big and green? It's like looks like a
No, the Hobgoblin, the orange one.
Oh,
when they redesigned them they have like the wings and the shield, or the wings and the flame sword.
Okay, I guess I wasn't aware of him.
Got that. And then funny because today I just picked up Mach 1 from the Thunderbolts.
Oh, he's cool.
But I'm not buying the entire wave because half of that wave is for that new Avengers game that's coming out.
Oh.
And I only want the comic characters. I don't want, movie or video game versions of them.
Yeah.
So like that Black Widow wave is for the movie.
Yep.
But I really wanted that Crimson Dynamo. So
and he looks like the comics.
Yeah. So sacrifices were made.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'll buy them, if there's certain characters I really like. But like when it came to some of these X-Men ones recently, they were doing like the Jim Lee era.
Oh yeah.
And so that I was obsessed with. So I ended up completing like Apocalypse and Juggernaut and
yeah, I don't have Apocalypse.
Who's the other one? Caliban. Because I was after all these certain characters, and I ended up the only one I don't have is Rogue.
I've got Rogue.
But Becky's got Rogue. So since we do have her, but I got pretty much everybody else. Bishop and Forge and Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I've got Bishop. I've got Sinister.
I didn't get him, but I had him from the previous version.
The Toy Biz?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if
those ones.
Wasn't sure, but that one didn't look so bad.
No, there's a few of those Toy Biz ones that are okay.
But yeah, I ended up completing the X-Men. I even got the 3-pack with Jean Grey and Cyclops in his coat.
I want that one for Jean and Cyclops, but I've been looking at that Wolverine lately, and where his shoulder pads are, like they've got them on his actual shoulder and not on his uniform.
Oh yeah.
I hate it when they do that. because if you put him in like a weird pose, his shoulder pads will go out with his arm and detach from his uniform,
Yeah.
and it looks stupid.
I got Polaris. Havoc.
I've got Polaris. Oh, you've got the 2-pack.
Yeah. I'm part of that Minnesota Toy Posse.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, I've got the original release of Polaris, the one that was in the Warlock wave.
Yeah, I have her too. But I like that 90s one better.
Oh yeah, with the jacket.
Yeah.
I like the characters like from the 90s that wore the jacket, which is like why I put my character part-time in a jacket.
Yeah.
Having like, Cyclops or Captain America or Black Widow or Black Knight and in leather jackets back in the 90s was awesome.
That was. God, it's been so long since I've done any hand lettering. Oops, that's not the right pen. Dang it. Nobody
So
in
do
the
you
chat.
have a convention this year at all?
And what?
Do you think we're going to have a convention this year?
I don't think so.
No GalaxyCon?
When is that one normally?
That one was November, and it was their first year up here this year.
Okay. Was it any good? Did you go?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Maybe then.
I think I kind of want to like skip out on going to Chicago. I mean, if they're going to, if they're going to have them like have more of them up here, it just saves on, travel and all that stuff.
Yeah. You usually go to like. Are you talking about the Wizard World?
C2E2.
Oh.
Thank you, sad boy.
Sad boy?
Sad boy in the chat.
Oh, I'm looking at private chat. No wonder I'm not seeing anybody. Hello. Yeah, I haven't. I did the 1 year at C2E2. We were considering going this year. Pat and I were going to go. We hadn't gone to that show since the first year.
Did you have a table at C2?
No.
Okay.
But then they canceled it, right?
No, that took place.
Oh, no, he had to cancel because he was sick.
Yeah.
That's right. We were going to do it, and then he got sick. So, go figure. The 1 year I decide to maybe hit a few more cons, and then they shut everything down.
Well, if you ever want to go to cons, let me know, because like I always like my thing is I always want to like save on expenses, so I'll try to get a few people to go in on a room.
Yeah.
Because I like to always do a hotel that's connected to the convention center if possible.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah. because I make a lot of frequent trips between the floor and
Yep. As long as we've been going, usually we were staying. Pat and I would stay at the Hyatt Regency, and then when Becky and I started, we're one year we decided to try because a friend recommended what's the one across the street from the convention center? It's Embassy Suites.
Oh, are you talking to C2E2?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Wizard World again.
The DoubleTree.
No, it was the NBC Suites because the suite was in the name.
Yeah,
and
but the DoubleTree is you're talking about the Donald Stevens, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'd always stay at the DoubleTree. And one year we did
next door to the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, like and they're both right across the street from the convention center.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I've stayed at both. The one year that we stayed at the Embassy Suites, we actually got a suite, and there was 5 of us in a room and one bed. So, we all slept in the conference room.
Yeah.
On the floor underneath the table.
Oh my gosh.
And that is as far as I'm taking that story because that was a fun year.
I take it there was some fairer persuasion folks there.
It was interesting.
Yeah, we had there was one year where we had a guy who printed our stuff. He lived in Chicago, and Becky wasn't done with something in one of the books either she was working on or I can't remember. She was the computer person, so she stayed up in the front room, the conference room, and finished the book. And then I slept.
Nice.
I could do. It was kind of convenient because you're not in the room. So people could sleep. You draw very well, says Sadboy.
Oh yes. Yeah, I said thank you. But
oh, that's what you were saying?
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to finish this tonight, or in here anyway.
Why not?
Because I
put a lot of detail into it.
A lot of detail into this.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm just glad I got a head start on it.
Yeah. And I just went with the jokes.
What size are you working on?
This is 9x12 cut in half.
Okay.
What size is yours?
It is 9x12.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was doing these colored paper drawings.
Where do you get colored paper from?
Did I get it from Michael's? Anyway, it was a big big sheets of it. And I had to cut them in half, so I did them down to this size, and then I would do it. Like it's like a gray tone paper,
Yeah.
kind of grainy looking, and it's hard to draw on sometimes because if you're doing it very light pencils, it's really hard. But then I learned from name escapes me, but John McCrae. He was doing like these sketches where he would use colored paper and then he would draw everything in ink and then do a lot of the highlights with like
a
white pen. Yep.
Yep.
And so I was doing that kind of stuff.
Kubrick did that too.
Oh, did he?
And the one of the boys does it. I think it's Andy that does it.
Sure.
But yeah, I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, they're really cool. And then like I would do like a set of on lighter gray or whatever of the Ninja Turtles. And I usually sell those out, and I would do each one, and I would color each of their bandanas, but not their skin. It would just be the bandanas and anything white, like their eyes, and then I do highlights with the pens. Those come out pretty well. But I found that size just works well for me.
Yeah.
It's manageable. Essentially, they're headshots.
Were all their bandanas red?
I did a set like that.
You did it proper?
Yeah. I also did cartoon sets, so I did those ones in the blue, orange, and purple, red. But yeah, the set I did with the more Eastman and Laird, like I did them all red, and then I took a silver pen and did like some of the stuff on their swords or on their size.
Yeah, I think I've seen those that you've done.
Yeah, just messing with them. Just try it. I'm not usually I don't usually afford myself the opportunity to do experimental stuff like that. I'm usually like straight to business. Got to get this drawing done.
I hate using non-archival markers. Yeah.
Lots of lightning.
Yeah, and I really want to get in around the edges to blend it in a little bit.
Sure.
But that's not going to happen tonight.
Stupid joke, but it all just kind of boiled around that I drew Thor standing there holding his hammer, like doing nothing on my initial thumbnail. And so then I drew MC Hammer behind him. Just because.
Because why not?
Where's my thumbnail? Ah, there it is. Yeah. Eventually add them on the other side. Thor doesn't have any hair on his arms, isn't he? Nordic?
I don't think he does. Well, I've never really drawn him with it, unless you look at like Ramita Jr.
Did he draw him like that?
Probably. I've got those trades over here. I could probably look.
I use an Asgardian wax. It helps me to glide through the air.
Like a swimmer.
Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Rocketing. It's funny. Okay. I did the little loop on his hand differently than this shows. I did it more based off of what it looked like here.
I probably should do that, and then
It looks like it's on a stick. Here, it's actually a leather strap, part of the leather binding. I should have turned the page. Thundra. This smells like an old comic.
The best smell in the world.
I
All right,
should
that's as much
bottle
as
that
I'm going to
smell.
get at tonight.
All right, I'll bring mine back to the
Show
view.
yours. You got a little layout there too?
That was my thumb. No, yeah, it's a blown up version of my thumbnail. This was the initial pencil sketch thumbnail.
Nice. Yeah, I'll show you my thumb. I did like some quick roughs, but so there's that.
Cool.
I'll finish it and throw it up on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
And my Facebook page. So there's that, and then here's my thumbnails. I don't know if you can see them pretty well.
Oh yeah.
So I originally wanted like the Rainbow Road in there.
Okay. I like that pose.
So then I tried executing it the first time and I wasn't happy.
Yeah, the legs are a little.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because those stupid knee pads obscure so much.
And then I was gonna go basic and do that.
That's essentially what I did.
Yeah.
Just basic.
When in doubt, go basic. There you go.
That is our Thors.
Yeah, I guess I can get away with doing it that. Like there. There we go. Cool. Well, I'm going to end it here.
Groovy.
Because I'm sure you've got stuff to do and I've got stuff to do. And
Eating is stuff to do.
yeah, I got to eat too. So on that note, have a good night.
Bye.